I actually don't know how to tell if I'm streaming right now. Maybe Nara can. I'll message Nara. I think it's live. It says it's live.
It
So
says on air, so hopefully we're live.
okay. Yeah. So for everybody watching. I'm David. I was one of the creators of Kairos bands and MA. So we are currently on the marketplace at Clear Edge Marketplace for sale there, and you can find us there. Today, and go ahead, you can introduce yourself, Kevin.
Hey, and I'm Kevin. I go elevated in the Clear Edge Discord. I have the Market Ninja in there, um, and um, and then yeah, looking forward to a good discussion here with David. I think I guess we'll see. How'd your week go? How'd your week trading go?
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
um, Let me flip over to my screen. All right, so let's see. This week, I was only running one of my funded accounts, so it's my smaller one, and I was running Kairos MA on it. So I was running. I don't know if I've shared these settings with everybody. I know I've shared it with a few people. I know a guy named Josh is using them, and I ran them, and they're doing okay. I think for the most part, small red. I was trading them small size, just as these market conditions and more waiting for a breakout out of this range before I really start going up in the size. Uh, but yeah, there's what I was running with Kairos MA, and then here's another variation of Kairos MA that I was running, and it did good this week. So I'm actually, well, I mean, comparatively compared to what a lot of people were doing, it did pretty well. So I'm up almost $500 in that account. Let's see this other one. This is another variation of it. So I'm down $260 in that one, and these are all part of Kairos MA. So moving averages.
Hmm.
And let's see, what else do I have? Um, Secret Lab. I took a day off with it because I was having some errors. So this is not really an accurate. Um, this is not really accurate, but today was $1,000, so it did pretty well, just on a practice account. And then over here on my let's see on my futures desk account, I am running Kairos, another variation of Kairos MA. So I think I have three or four just different variations of the settings to
Hmm.
run through and just see which ones are performing better. This one's on a static $3,000 drawdown account with Futures Desk. So it's down probably the most out of all my accounts. I'm running three micros on it, so it's not huge size. But I mean, as people know, three micros can add up when you have 10 trades in a day.
Yeah,
Quite a bit.
absolutely.
Yeah. And then down here at the bottom left, I have my Lucid account. This was my first account that I've ever bought with Lucid. So it's my first experience with them. And I think my first week was last week. And I got up to like 2,100. And then this week it's down to 15. I I'm not very good with Tradevate. I was only a Project X guy until recently. So
Yeah,
my
same.
current, my current balance is 51,367. And then over here is a funded account with Blue Sky. So it is a $2,000 static drawdown account. Right now, I still have $1,800 of drawdown left in that account. And these accounts are weird. I don't. Have you had a Blue Sky account before?
No, I haven't. I haven't traded with them. Pretty much a lot of the other popular ones, but not them. Do you like them or?
I love them. Yeah, they were the first prop firm I ever tried, so that kind of makes me partial towards them a little bit.
Hmm.
And uh, but they do have a way harder process to get funded, and it's kind of weird. They're like middle stage, which is called Blue Live. First of all, it's very confusing. Like they make people think that you're on a live account or something. But that's the middle stage, and it's kind of like as if you had bought like a straight to funded account. So you basically go, you pass your challenge. This one was a 50K, so I think the profit target was $3,000. So I passed that challenge, and then I have another profit target before I can be eligible for payout. So it's $3,000. But what they do is once you hit that spot, $3,000, then they put you into basically your funded account at that point, and you have a $3,000 balance. And you can take out payouts if you're above the $3,000 balance. So it's kind
Okay.
of like, yeah, and it's still your money. So it's still the $3,000 goes to you. But
Mhm.
that's just the process they have. Um, so, I mean, it's nice. I like it. They're very automation friendly. So
Yeah, that's a good thing. No, I pretty much use TopStep, Lucid, Tradeify would probably be my main three. Done some Apex, but I've gotten away from them recently. I honestly, I've been taking advantage of their $20 accounts just to test a lot of stuff,
yeah,
see what works and what doesn't. That's been good, but they've been really weird lately, so I haven't really leaned into them too much. You know, but yeah, the three I just mentioned, I really have liked them. They've been great with payouts and everything.
What
So
were the three again? Top Step and Lucid.
Top Step, Lucid, and Tradeify.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't done a Tradeify account. What are their payout rules like? Do they have a profit target for payout?
yeah, it's pretty typical. They're pretty typical. You'll have your profit target, and I can't remember if they're. I don't know if they still have their windows or not. I'm not sure. I have to look into it. I don't. I haven't done one in a while with them, but they're pretty good as far as everything's concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're automation friendly too. So that's a big reason. I traded with them when I was just trading manually. Um, so I just said, all right, it's cool that they were still automation friendly. So I was able to just keep all my funded accounts with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you thought about trying Perdia? I've been looking into them for like a couple years and I've just never bought an account with them. That's
Yeah,
really solid.
they started making some noise around Christmas time. People started really talking about them. I haven't really looked into them, but yeah, from what I remember, they were giving pretty good deals around the holidays, weren't they? Or the Black Friday sale, maybe.
I I think somebody told me that they have the best straight to funded accounts. I think that's what I heard
Okay.
about. Um, yeah, I was back when I was trading only Project X, before I started using the ClearEdge software. It
Hmm.
was I was like I didn't want to use them because that's all they had was Tradeovate. So, or they might have other options, but the Tradeovate would be the one that I would use if I used them. Um, so yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess one of the things I wanted to kind of touch on is you and Brad have been doing a lot of optimizing lately.
hmm
And I feel like we get questions in the Discord about optimization or just settings in general, right? I feel like probably be good to go over just like kind of maybe your process. I know you guys use some software, but maybe some manual stuff too. Kind of wanted to go through that's just kind of like a small segment of that because um, I've been getting some questions about that stuff, and I think it's kind of important for people to know. We do our best to provide the settings that we find, and you and I we're constantly tinkering with this stuff, so we can normally get to a pretty good solution pretty quick. But I think it'd be helpful for maybe people to understand like that. They can maybe dig in a little bit themselves and just kind of just go over something like that.
yeah. No, I'll pull up my optimizer right now. So I have two processes on how I do stuff. Because I create everything on indicators, like that's
Uh-huh.
what I start with. That's kind of like my baseline. I put my own back test box in there. So this is kind of what I like to do if I have time, is I'll sit here and I'll tinker, and I have all these things that I like to look at, such as the max win streak, the max loss streak. I look heavily at those, and then I look at this differential. That's what the grade is based off of, is the differential. So
Hmm.
anything above 10 is an A, and down the road, until you get to F. So this is my favorite way to tinker, is just to open up the settings, sit here and optimize just manually. Click one, wait for the settings to adjust, and then click one again. wait for the settings to adjust.
A lot,
And
a lot of, a lot of waiting for the settings to adjust in our world.
yeah, yeah. So Brad and I, when we were using another algo, um, you had to wait literally like 30 seconds to a minute for one setting to populate, like new settings. So it was such a pain in the butt to be able to get that optimized. It would take hours, and it didn't even have a lot of settings.
Yeah.
That's actually where I met like Lee, Smooth Trades, and um, Nara was trading that, where we traded it in reverse. This algo that was it was just a very average algo. It
Oh,
was a
the Algo Pro.
yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
mean reversion
Hmm.
algo, and it's like you could get decent mean reversion stuff on it, but it just was never that good. So it was like wasn't really worth it in my opinion. So I got tired of it, and I was like, well, I already paid for this. Like it's a lifetime access to Algo Pro. So I'm like, I might as well figure out how to make something work out of it. And I started looking, and my settings were so crappy every time I would try to make settings that I was like, why? I'm done with it. I'm just gonna trade this in reverse and try to make my win rate as terrible as I can on the back test, which means that it would be a good win rate. When I first made them, it was like a 75% win rate. It's gone down quite a bit.
Yeah,
That was
I get in at the tail end of that with you guys. I think like back in November-ish. I ended up getting a couple 150K fundeds out of the deal because that's when the market was still kind of good for that one.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's how Kairos was kind of, came from that, correct?
Yeah, it was. So that is I like trading with the trend anyways. So I'm not like I don't like mean reversion that much
Uh-huh.
as it is. Like when I first started, I was an ORB trader. So I mean that like all you want is trends. You want it to break the opening range, and then you want it to just stay in a trend all day. So that was my background, where what I started with, and then I got into some market profile stuff after that, and uh, adjusted my style a little bit for manual trading. And then when I was looking for algo stuff, because I have another Discord, just with some Christian guys from churches that I know, and that we all trade together. And I wanted something that somebody could come in just fresh and not really know how to trade, and be able to just go through the emotions of trading.
Uh-huh.
So I had originally planned on people manually trading the algos, but I met Brad, and Brad got me into automating, and then I mean the rest is history at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I was manually trading, and then I was a big fan of like the whole group that Nara was part of, the Wolf Financial Group. I listened to those guys for years, and um, they were just on there talking about their Clear Edge stuff, and just joined a webinar, and I was like, oh hey, like I need to be a part of this, so I just signed up from that webinar, and it was I'd done some programming in the past, and knew a bunch of good strategies. I've been trading for probably about 5 or 6 years now. So it was just like, oh man, yeah, I can just you know do this automated stuff. And anyway, so and yeah, I just started sitting down and just putting all the ideas into code essentially. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that was kind of the direction I went. So Brad is the coder out of both of us. So he's the one that has like actual experience with coding. I'm just very rudimentary, can maybe do a couple edits and do stuff like that. But yeah, the ideas that were coming, in my group, in my other Discord, I was another guy had like a business subscription to Claude. How do you say that? Cloud or Claude?
Claude, yeah,
One of the
yeah.
two. And then I had like ChatGPT and Gemini 3. I had subscriptions to those. So we started tinkering around, kind of trying to figure out how to make stuff work. And we made a ton of stuff that like looked great, but just repainted like every single trade. So it ended
Yeah.
up being months of staying up late, like trying to figure stuff out, and just doing like one little edit at a time to get something that was actually workable.
Yeah, yeah. When you first started out, especially, I don't know if you ever fell into the Heikinashi trap,
Yeah,
not knowing
a little
anything
bit.
about it. You're like, oh my, I'm going to be a millionaire. You get this back test that has like $2 with a drawdown, a million, and $1.2 million for the year.
Yep.
And yeah, so it was crazy. But then, yeah, as you start to learn, the ins and outs of just PineScript and TradingView, there's actually a lot to learn as far as making everything work appropriately 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Is there's something to be said about that, because it's not the hardest thing to do, but you'll find out it's not the easiest thing to do either. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Funny
but
story actually with like getting totally misunderstanding how stuff worked. I did, let's see, let's put this to 10 points and reward 1. And this is that old algo that Algo Pro. You have it too, actually.
oh yeah, the
So
Quantex, right? Yeah, yeah, there it is.
if you put it on a high time frame and then set the targets too tight, let me see, let me go to hour, or set the candles to a high time frame and then put the targets so they're too close together. This might have actually been what originally got me thinking about using a terrible strategy, actually, because like I put it on a higher time frame, the targets was really close. Man, that's still not a close enough target. Oops. Let's see, go down to 3.
And is that how you kind of were getting your targets? You just kind of use this higher time frame and then just see what was hitting them, and kind of your clearances there.
For Algo Pro.
Yeah, for your targets essentially, just so you could see what was hitting and what was not.
No, so you can't use a higher time frame. That was what I found out. Yeah. So look at this back test. It says you might not be able to see it. Let me see if I can zoom in.
Yeah.
So it's negative 18% and a 32% win rate, which would in inverse means that it's like a 70% win rate and like crazy good. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like inversing this stuff and manually trading, and I was just a dummy. Like anybody that looked at this would probably be like, that's not gonna work. And so like anytime it would open a bar, it would just you wouldn't even know if it hit a stop loss or not. But the Algo Pro called it a stop loss every time. So it didn't matter if it actually hit the stop loss first or the take profit first. It just always counted it as like a take, unless it was just clearly a take profit, like a couple of them. But so yeah, the back test was just so skewed that I thought I was going to be like a trillionaire. I'm like, how does this work so well? Like, there's a
Yeah, you're like, all I have to do is just inverse this, and I'll be a millionaire.
Yep. But yeah, so did you want to talk about the optimization? Do you use a program like a plugin?
So I don't. I think you and Brad had shared the one you guys use. I still have yet to honestly download it and use it. But it looks really good, because you guys are always like, coming up with some really awesome settings for everything that you do. So I really got to get on that. That might be a weekend project. I've just been so deep into development of all this stuff that I've been kind of bouncing back and forth everywhere. So I've just been kind of going with what I know lately. But yeah, walk me through how this optimizer works.
Yeah. So I have 2 of them. One
Okay.
of them, anytime that TradingView changes their UI, this thing just poops out and you can't use it anymore. But I do like this one better. It's called TradingView Assistant. If you just type into Google Chrome extension TradingView Assistant, it'll pop up. It'll be the first one. So up here, you can choose how you want to do your test. Well, first you can choose what you want to look at. So I normally just do total P&L, and then I'll sort it out in the spreadsheet that it gives you to be able to like do something else. Like Brad likes to do total P&L divided by the max drawdown and get that in line, so you don't have like a massive drawdown with good P&L, because I mean, good P&L doesn't mean much if you're blowing everything because the drawdown's so bad.
Yeah. If you've got like a 100K P&L but a 40K drawdown, most people probably wouldn't want to sit through that.
Yeah, no. So you can choose random, which is just going to randomly go through results or flip through your settings, Random improvement takes the last best setting and then it won't touch that one. So it'll keep doing different settings once you press that. So I like to do random improvement, and then you click test strategy. It starts to control the page, and typically Brad and I do about 1,000 cycles, and then we'll pick our settings that we want it to test. So in this one, I have RSI oversold, stochastics oversold, and UO overbought. So I'm testing from 10 to 90, 10 to 142, and 22 to 80. And the steps it's taking is a 5, 15, and 7. So it's going to flip through each of those settings with a step of 5. So it'll go from 15 to 20 to 25 until it finds something that's good, and then it'll move to the next thing. With this one, it's not sequential, so it's actually going to do it randomly by 5 steps. Yeah, so once you get whatever you want to put in, I would recommend, if you're just getting started out with doing the optimizer, just start with the take profit and the stop loss. And then, so this is on ES, so like 5-point target is too little. I wouldn't want a 5-point target unless we're at like a 15 or below VIX. So I would put like a 7. Even then, I don't really like that small of a target. So that, and then maybe put it to, I kind of have my favorites. So like I don't really like to have targets in ES further than 10 points out, but I'll still include like a little bit over it just in case there's something good with it. So I'll do 7 from 7 to 12, and then I'll move my step to 0.25. So I'll do 0.25. So it's going to move up a tick. It's going to search through these settings by a tick. And then 1,000 cycles, that's probably too many for just a small little test. So actually, I'm just going to do 1 so it quits right away. So I'll do 1 cycle. I press save and run, and then it starts controlling your page, and it'll flip through those settings.
Okay, and it's just running in the background then? Oh, there it is.
Yep. You saw it once. It just did one time. And then I have it set up to where it'll go to my optimization folder. So when I press save, it'll go there. So, yep, that's that one. And then here's another one. This one requires a subscription. I think it's like $5, $5 or $10. And this one brute forces everything, which what that means is it's going to go through every single combination of the settings that you choose.
Okay.
So if you pick,
so when you're running something like that, like obviously it'll depend on how many settings you choose, but how long could something like this take? I know Kairos has a lot of different settings you can do. So what would one take for like Kairos?
I mean, it's really with.
Oh, looks like we lost David. Well, let's see. Are we still?
I don't know if looks like I'm still live. I don't know where Kevin went. Let me try to. All right. Sorry about this, guys. Just had some technical difficulties. Let's see. All right.
Right.
I have no idea what just happened, but
Yeah, I was trying to save it, and it didn't let me. It made me close down the stream as well. So
yeah, I had to reload the page, but it shows we're still live, so I wonder if that just stayed streaming the whole time.
bunch of rookies over here.
Yeah.
We'll get better as we go.
Yeah. Nara spent maybe like 10 minutes with me this morning going over it. So, but yeah, let's see. So, what were we saying before that? Were you asking a question?
So you were just going over the optimizer, and then I guess it was the second one. You were saying it uses brute force and it does a whole bunch of different settings.
Yep. Yeah. So with that one, you have to be a lot more picky with what you choose because it takes so long to do. So if I just let the AI pick it, I mean, it would probably be like 8 hours, depending on what it picks. But, yeah.
Okay. So 8 hours for just one algorithm.
Depending on how many settings you pick. So with this one, you have to pick way less settings. That way it doesn't take as long. All right, so AI, this one has AI suggestions. So I'll just apply the AI suggestions, and then as AI ranges that it will also suggest. So we'll wait for those. So apply AI ranges, and then let's see. If I press continue, yeah, I don't, oh geez. Something, I don't know about you, but so I have a Mac Mini, or not a Mac Mini, a Studio Mac. So it has a good size RAM, and everything runs pretty smoothly on my computer except for Chrome. Chrome like lags out all the time.
Oh, yeah, I run. I've got a Mac. Yeah, I've just got a Mac as well. But Chrome works pretty good for me. I generally don't have too many issues.
Let's see. All right. All right, so this will tell you the duration. So this one's going to take 9 minutes to go through all the combinations.
Oh, so it'll give you a heads up, like, okay, well, that's a nice feature.
Yeah, it's never accurate, but it tends to be more than whatever it says. So that would probably take 15 minutes for me. And then this one we'll flip through. And then you can just watch as it optimizes. You can watch the P&L in the back test. Yeah. So yeah, was that clear enough? Did I explain that well enough on how to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty good overview. Yeah, I mean, for $5 a month, that's definitely worth it. It just runs everything like that, and gets you all those different combinations.
Yep. And we do so much optimization that it's like it's kind of we need to have it now. So we have both of them. Both of us have a subscription to this one, and then also have the other one, the TradingView Assistant. I think Brad also likes the TradingView Assistant better than the other one too, but we both have them just in case one breaks down and we still need to optimize, because it's technically against, I think, TradingView's like user agreement to use something that controls the screen.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, hopefully no one from TradingView is listening to this.
Yeah, I think we got 7 people watching. So.
Oh well, hi everyone.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I think I was talking to Nara, and I think that's the size of TradingView's whole company is 7 people only.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
For how many users? They have to have so many users.
I know. Good. that'd be a good business to own, I'll tell you, with 7
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So anything, so you guys have the bands and you've got the MA now. What do you guys, you said you're working on an IB strategy?
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of along the same lines. I'm a very visual person, so I want to have the visuals and everything. So that typically takes a lot of time up front to get that all right and working right. So let's see. If I go, I think I have it saved still. Yeah, okay. So here's the IB one. So basically, I have it overlay. It's not, you actually can't see the initial balance range. So I have another indicator overlaid. Well, it does show it on the day to day. So yeah, I was trying out different things. I don't know what you think, but I was trying out different things for continuation and fade. And I wanted to put it into one indicator to where like I would have like a little drop down menu that said that you could either do continuation or you can do fading, whatever strategy you want to do on it.
Uh-huh.
And it was giving me problems. So I kind of abandoned that and decided to just do a fade strategy for one. And then if I came out with another one, it would be like an IB breakout strategy. So you'd have both in separate indicators strategies. But yeah, I was trying to figure out the best, I mean, basically market structure to do this on. So I started with like volume profile, trying to get, I was basing it off the previous day's volume profile. And I was having a lot of issues with that. So I stopped doing that. And then I tried to use a TPO profile, but I don't think everybody has access to that. Let's see. If you go, are you able to, in your trading view, click onto time price opportunities?
I can, yeah. I've got the premium level.
Okay. I have the biggest plan they have, ultimate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I can get it on the with the premium subscription.
Yeah. And I thought this would make a perfect range, like just your value area high, value area low, and just fade that, and then put different filters in to like avoid certain things so you wouldn't fade it always. But actually, just looking at it, like that would have put some bangers yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday would have had one that went all the way from value area low, all the way up to value area high, and then all the way from value area high, almost all the way back down to uh, value area low. But you could always have the point of control as your spot that you're targeting. And so, yeah, that was kind of the process I went through. I was trying to find out what would work best to have a value area high, value area low. So I've tried different things like opening ranges, like a 15-minute opening range for the value area high, value area low, the TPO profile, the volume profile, and I found that IB was the easiest one to get to work. Basically, is why I went with IB.
Okay.
And then I'll, if I can't get really good results from it, from optimizing it, then I might switch to something else.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so far I've not got anything that was extraordinary, nothing close to like Market Ninja. So I think this was probably the best I could find right now, which is 2000. Let's see. Okay, that's going a long ways back. Yeah, so nothing that just has a great equity curve right now. And you can switch. A guy in my in the other Discord, uh, he he called the Medusa trade. I don't know if you ever heard of that trade.
No.
It's the first touch of IB. So after the initial balance is established, it's the first touch of the IB. Fading that trade or fading that touch would be called a Medusa trade, and he called it a Madonna trade. So I just put it in here, Madonna trade for him, and that just basically makes it so the only thing that's being traded is going to be that first touch of the IB.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, so I have a base IB script written, basically just outlining, top or low, high, and middle. But I haven't done anything with it. I've just been way too busy with everything else. So it's on the to-do list at some point, hopefully in the next couple months. Get to it.
Yeah, I feel bad for Brad because he has to deal with me, and I'm all over the place, man. I'll be like on to the next project, be like, no, I'm gonna get this to work, and he'll be still trying to figure out how to make the last thing I send him work. Sorry, man. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of just, I don't know. It's cool. Like the ideas are endless with all this stuff. That's what makes it kind of addicting, kind of cool. But yeah, you're always just like, oh, what if I did it this way? Or what if I, programmed it this way? Or, and then you read something from somebody else that posts their strategy on X or Twitter or whatever. And then you're like, oh, well, I maybe can incorporate that into, something I've got going on. Did we lose David again? Well, I will share my screen. So hopefully David will join us again. But I just wanted to kind of go over some of the stuff that I've got going on with Market Ninja while we're waiting on him to get back. So this is going to be the new Market Ninja here. And you can kind of see, we'll go kind of compare it to this one. So I've really been focusing on getting the drawdown from it down, and just a better all P&L for these market conditions. So you can see the current here, but let's just kind of compare here. So this is what it did over the last week. And then we compare that with, I think a lot of people are running setup 3 for the current version of it. And setup 3 struggled. It was a really bad past 7 days. So yeah, huge improvements as far as drawdown goes, the amount of trades, stuff like that. So really looking forward to getting that out by Sunday so everyone can start using it next week. And then yeah, there's a bunch of new settings with it. I'm going more of a platform route with it. So it's going to be super, you can control it in every which way. A new feature we've got here is a smart TP based on market conditions and confluences that you can control here. Let's just say your normal TP is 2, but your high confluence TP is TP 4. Well, based on these confluences, if they're present in the market at the time that you're going to enter a trade, it would then set the target to TP 4. Low confluence filter, excuse me. Low confluence filter. Oh, hey, we got you back.
Yeah, man, I have Google Fiber and I never have issues with it, but
maybe it's that snowstorm coming in.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. How many inches are you getting?
What's that?
How many inches of snow are you guys supposed to get?
I think last I heard was like 12 to 18.
Oh man. Yeah, we're going to 5 to 10 probably.
Okay. Can you see my screen, or have I just been talking to everybody?
I cannot see your screen.
Oh, okay. All right, we might have to edit this part of the video out. I guess I've been talking. I thought I was sharing my screen. It says I am currently, but you can't see it.
No. Can you see mine now?
Yeah, I can see yours. Wow. Maybe, I don't know if people just listen to me talk about the Market Ninja for 5 minutes and just literally watch me talk and look at my other screen. Oh, man.
I got you. There's a toggle switch. So I just toggled you on.
Oh, okay. So I don't know what was going on when you were gone. Oh, gosh.
Now I can see your screen.
All right. Well, sorry for everybody if I just went over, basically I was just, anyway, I guess I'll start from the beginning with visuals. Super embarrassing, but anyway, yeah, I was just kind of highlighting. So this is the new, Market Ninja, the update that I'll push here this weekend. So a couple differences. So this is kind of the current one. A lot of people like the setup number 3. I've noticed. And this is how it did over the past 7 days. So not great. Like I said, I've been really working to get these new updates tested all this week. That's what they were doing, is they were just running because there was decent size update, so I didn't want to push anything out that, I had to recall back or anything. So, but anyway, everything finished up good yesterday. Got all the menus done today, so everything's ready to go. But compared to, can you see? Oh, is it moving? Because I'm on a different screen now.
No, it's probably on your application. So it's probably on TradingView.
Oh, but can you see the what I've got pulled up here, the new strategy report?
No, all I see is the chart with market.
Okay. I guess it's going to be tough to I guess go through the comparisons between the two then. If it won't move.
Yeah. Do you want me to pull it up on my chart and then you can just
you can't, you just won't have you won't have the new stuff yet though. So
okay.
I was just going to kind of go back and forth and show just just kind of go over some stuff, what I've all the new stuff essentially. But it's no, it's okay. Yeah, it'll be coming out this weekend. So I'm even thinking about doing a video on it because I feel like it's almost needed, especially for something like, this, or even Kairos. I don't know if you guys ever thought about doing that, like a video, guide to it.
Yeah.
Cause there's just so much in these, when you get to like a Kairos, or now this even too, when there's so many settings, I feel like a good overview video is almost needed.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, I made one. It's on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing that because I've got some stuff.
Yeah.
Some stuff over.
I was gonna if you were done, did you want to keep explaining more about it?
No, not really. Like I said, everything I kind of have everything pulled up visually, but yeah, I don't know. It's not really following my screen, I noticed. So so yeah, I guess yeah, let's finish up with your initial balance, and maybe I could just pull up some stuff, like even a report of like a couple of the new stuff. This way, at least it'll have the just people can at least say what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to see if you wanted to talk about. So one of the thing that fills up my inbox typically is talking about sizing. So people are constantly asking, which is awesome. They're thinking through what kind of sizing they need to use with our different strategies that we have. And honestly, you just don't know going into a brand new strategy. You don't know Kairos and Market Ninja. I mean, they do have, like, you have the set stop loss, so you can kind of track it if you wanted to. But I know a lot of people are going to have questions on, like, okay, can I use a 5-lot, micro 5-lot on this strategy, or is that way too much? Or like, what is it exactly? What should I size with these different strategies? And I don't know your approach to it, but I have a very general guideline for like 3 different approaches that I typically use. So I'll use either a more conservative approach, which I'll have with a 50K. I know what my conservative approach, what my size is, and then a balanced approach, which also has sizing according to the different account sizes and whether or not it's a funded account or a combine account or like eval. And then I'll have an aggressive one. An aggressive one, I go by how many trades I can take. So I look at the strategy. I say, okay, my favorite one is NQ, and with a 10-point stop and a 10-point take profit. So that I know per contract in the micros, I know I'm looking at about $100. So if I was to trade aggressively, say on a 150K, I'd be looking at 4 trades. That's the most aggressive approach I take is a 4-trade approach. So I know that I'm either going to blow the account in 4 trades or close to 4 trades, or I'm going to be continuing to go up in my balance. And those are the general guidelines, and I go over them every week. So I look at my stuff and I'm like, okay, this is what the market's doing. This is what I think it's going to do. For example, like silver is an easy one. Everybody was like, okay, this is going up. It's pretty simple. So what works when the market's going up? And a trend following strategy works with that. Now, if right now we're in more of a range and a lot of reversion, so something like Secret Lab is perfect for that because it sees the momentum up, and then, or when it sees momentum go in the opposite direction, it enters into a trade. So Market Ninja, or I mean, Secret Lab is perfect for that. And then trying to figure out your sizing on all that. So what's your approach for sizing your accounts, on the different strategies that you use?
So I do it a bit well, kind of the same, but I guess I'll just walk through my process. So it depends, of course, if it's an eval or a funded. But if I can here, let me see if I can share my screen, because I've got, this is what I kind of, let me see if I can share this. Can you?
Yeah, I'm toggling it on right now.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah. So this is basically what the approach I take with all my different things, right? So what I'll do is I'll take the strategy, and then I'll take like my regular risk and my high risk, and I'll have my eval, and then I'll have my funded, right? So just to, and then down here, I'll kind of say, okay, well, if I do one NQ, it's the TP from where this strategy runs at. The TP is $1,000, and the stop loss was 1090, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll just kind of divide my MNQs out, right? So then what I do is I use this little chart right here, right? And I'm like, okay, well, at 3 contracts, I'm at a $327 risk. Well, where does that fall in my risk profiles for what kind of accounts I'm going to run, right? Am I going to be running 100K eval? If so, my regular risk, I had it for this exercise at 10%, right? So then I'll kind of just go through these numbers one by one and make my plan, and then just put it on the account. And then that's just kind of the plan for the account when I get it. And that account's either going to work or it's not going to work, right? And that's just, kind of how I do it. And then you'll notice my fundeds, I go down, I cut the risk in half. I run them super small because I'm just, like Nara always says, it's more about quantity with those. Just take little risk over time, and make sure you figure your math out in the front end, and just, I don't know, it's kind of just how I've been doing it. And it's been working really well. I've held on to fundeds for a long time. Now recently, one of them is getting down there, just due to the Ninja, but that's that's just what we do, right? I might lose it, but that's trading, right? You just have to build another one back up. But yeah, I mean, like I said, even having a plan like this and executing it, there is that chance that you're going to lose accounts. It's the market. It's completely random. All we can do is kind of do the work up front with some kind of tool, pick how you kind of want to do it. And then you also kind of adjust over time too, right? Like, I didn't just start out and be like, oh, this is exactly how I'm going to do it. It was kind of months of just like monitoring what was working, what wasn't, what percentages I wanted to run, what strategies, all that kind of stuff. So this is the approach I take when I'm running a single strategy per account. I really have, I was just talking with Nara. I just started recently dabbling in the arena of running multiple accounts on stuff. And it's really good when things are good, and it's really bad when things are bad. So I still he's really good at it. And I think over time, you kind of just find what works together, and you kind of just, it's like anything else, right? You kind of just, document, or, keep track of what you're doing and what's working, what's not, and just kind of go from there. And then all of a sudden too, the market can throw a curveball. Like it has like gold ran like butter last year, like basically from like middle of last year up through like December. I mean, gold it's super easy to run on, right? But then recently, everything gold getting eaten up. So it's been a little bit tougher, but like I said, so yeah, you can only get your plan out there and do the best you can, and then adjust as you kind of go.
Yeah, that's true. So you're really, I mean, that's what I recommend.
Oh, we lost David again. We'll pop back up, hopefully.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what is going on.
Okay, you're back quicker this time. That's good.
Yeah, I just I mean, like, I recommend that people stick with something and don't just hop from one thing to the next. So if they're going to choose to use, if they're going to choose to use a mini on an account, then use a mini on an account. Like use it and don't stop using it. Like use it for a week or whatever you plan on using it for. Don't just go changing stuff midweek because you had a couple bad days. Like if you planned on that,
That
I wouldn't do it on a funded account unless you have backup funded accounts. Like I have 3 funded accounts that if I blew one, then I'm just going to go to the next one. So I'm not worried about being taken out of the game. So that would be number one, is never get taken out of the game. You always want to have the ability to make money on your prop accounts. So size accordingly, or if you do size up, then at least know the risk and be okay with it. Be resolute with it. So
Yeah, yeah, and you'll get to it. I think it's tougher when you're first starting too, because you don't, just depending on the resources you have to go in, and if it's your only account, if it's your prop, or if it's your only prop firm account, if it's an eval, or if it's your only funded, it's really hard to start, right? But once you get to a point where you've got like 2 or 3 or more, fundeds running, and you get a little bit of money coming in, and everything kind of starts taking care of each other, then you can kind of start adjusting things in a different way. And that I got to that point too. It's like, you can have like a different levels, like you were talking about, maybe a conservative approach, a moderate approach, and then a super risky approach. So you can kind of take advantage of, whatever part of the cycle the market is in, and then too, even though you have that stuff, I would not be running any, everybody's situation is different, but me personally right now, even if I had an aggressive account, I don't know. I'd have to have something pretty special to run on something aggressive right now, because I just don't feel like it's the time in the market to be super aggressive. For whatever I've been running and the general consensus I've seen, it's been pretty tough, even for the manual traders. Some of them are getting eaten up lately as well. So you also got to be cognizant of market cycles. When you see everybody just start posting like monster green P&Ls, and all of a sudden we kind of start to see that part of the cycle come. And that's when you want to start thinking like, okay, like I need to maybe have a different plan going into next week, because that's the atmosphere we're in. But right now, I would just, like I said, if something's working for you, just keep at it. If something's not working for you, assess it. But also like realize that like everybody's struggling right now. So maybe if something's not working for you, make a good level-headed decision on like, how you want to approach next week, because it's just the worst thing you can do is start just turning stuff on and off every other day, because then you start to mess up that edge that we have in these reports, and the information we've got, and of course there's no guarantee with those reports, but it's kind of what I always said to myself when I was getting into the automation stuff. It's you're not, there's no human element to these things, so you can't make that decision to see like, a high time frame liquidity get taken out and like not enter the trade, or, all the little things that we do as traders that we can control. We don't have that in automation. So like the only thing we do have is the reports. So make your plan, stick to it. And honestly, it stinks, but if the account's going to blow, it's going to blow. As long as you're understanding why it blew and you follow the plan, it's kind of just part of trading, and you'll get through it. And then, hopefully the next time around, you'll catch a favorable part of the cycle with, the algorithm that's running, and, you'll be back at it. Right. But that's sizing is really important. I would almost recommend people go, I'm naturally a little bit more conservative in that realm anyway. But when you're first starting out, like, it's easy too to see all these people posting these huge P&Ls, and you're like, I want that, right? Everybody wants that. But like, I also think the best way to learn, especially if resources are tight for you, is like, it's not bad just to run like one MNQ or one MGC, just to see, get your feet wet, like get experience in running these algos, like using all the different applications you have to use and seeing how they react, and seeing all this stuff that you kind of have to learn. I think it's a great approach when you're starting out, just to start with one, and just, like I said, even do that for a week and then bump up to 2, or, another size or something. But taking it slow is, because you'll get discouraged too quick if you just start, oh, well, I know I can run 5, but should you run 5?
Yeah.
Is it, if you run 5 and you blow your account, are you going to get so mad that you're going to say, I don't want to do this anymore after a month,
Yeah.
right?
You're gonna burn
So
out.
yeah, you don't want that either. And it could be that you just picked a bet, or not pick, but just got in a part of the cycle where whatever you chose to do isn't working, and you ran a little bit too big, and then you're discouraged. So start small, get your feet wet, assess the market conditions. It's all important stuff to learn.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to simplify it as much as I can. So I just like to count how many trades do I have with the size I'm using. So I kind of know them by heart now. So if I'm trading a 150K combine from Top Step, like I know if I'm trading a mini, I have like 4.5 trades. So basically, that half trade allows some slippage if I'm going really aggressive. Um, and then my more conservative or balanced approach is going to be about 11 trades. So I'm going to make my account last for 11 straight losses. If I had 11 straight losses, that's how long the account would last. More conservative approach, I'm like 15 or more trades in my account. So right now I'm at a pretty conservative spot. I mean, I don't know. I know you were speaking about you were being pretty conservative right now in the market. And I used to base when I first started with automation, I based my decisions every morning, and it was a lot of work. So I liked simplifying it because like I would be waiting. I don't know if you know these terms, but with market profile stuff, there's different types of opens. So I'd be looking for like an open drive, which is basically price just starts taking off in one direction, right out the gate, and then I would know to turn up my. I had a higher probability that this was going to continue in that direction, or I would have like an open test drive, which it goes up, it tests the level, and then it goes down the rest of the day or up the rest of the day. And I knew on those days I had the highest probability with the algo I was running that my strategy would work. So I'd size up, and I just don't recommend doing that if you're just starting out. It's too much work to sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to size up today. I'm going to size down today, and just let the statistics play out. I mean, if something says that it has 3 months where it's been performing at 65% win rate, and just kind of monitor that and be like, okay, well, is this outside of the norm? Like review at the end of the week, be like, well, this week was a 42% win rate. That's like kind of out of the norm. Like, why is this so bad this week? And then still run it, and then let it, because every strategy has its drawdowns, every strategy has its weeks, and it's the long term that is going to play out. So basing it more, which is a lot easier approach than like trying to figure out daily or throughout the week, and basing your decision on whether or not you're up or down. Like if you're in drawdown, like sizing down is just a key thing that like I look at to know that, okay, you didn't accept the risk when you started the strategy. If you're sizing down when your account goes $1,000 in drawdown, and then you know that you didn't accept the risk in the right sizing that you put on that account. So you shouldn't have been sized that big, because there's no reason to be sizing down midweek when the rest of the week could literally pull you out of that drawdown, but then you size down and now you only gain back half of what you lost.
We actually saw that with Algo Pro a bunch. Oh, did we lose David again? Yeah. Well, just to kind of pick up on that. Oh, here we got you back. No,
I'm here.
Okay.
Toggle switches, playing games with
Algo
Pro.
I was just saying we saw that with Algo Pro. Like it would start off like a week, or I'm sorry, 1 day of the week, or maybe 2 days, and then it would have a maybe bad middle of the week or something, like a bad Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe even a bad Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But then a Friday it would just erase all those gains. Like it would be down like 3K for the week or something. And then Friday it would just have like a $3,200 day, and you end up being flat for the week essentially. Yeah. And it's like, well, if I adjusted my size or did anything different, I wouldn't be flat, right? You would still be negative. And then you look at that and you say, hey, why did I adjust my size? It would have been better if I didn't do anything at all. And that's you'll learn that stuff along the way too. I mean, we're all, I'm sure guilty of it in one way or another as you're starting out, wanting to do that stuff. It's only natural, right? You want to do that, but you'll learn pretty quick. The best thing to do is just let that edge play out, just like you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, we are at 6 o'clock, so
Yeah.
I know my wife is probably wondering. She'll be bothering me at 6:01, being like, "Hey, what?"
What you got going on?
Yeah, but
Uh,
no, we plan on doing this every week. Just kind of go over the strategies. We'll probably get a better layout and be more structured in the weeks to come on what we're going to talk about, and just going over the different strategies that we run. And I'm going to have all the strategies from the marketplace running on my accounts. So we'll have statistics to look at and go over and see that type of stuff. But was there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, I think it was a good first episode. We'll get, yeah, like you were saying, we'll get a bit of a structure to the next one, and maybe we'll start I was thinking too, maybe start a question board where people can post questions throughout the week, and then this way we can kind of have, we can answer those as we have our weekly shows here. I think that'd be pretty cool to get the community questions involved.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump off, but thanks for joining.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for joining, everyone. And David, we'll see you.
Make sure to like and subscribe on the channel. If you, pretty easy, just go click that little button and press like on it. We would appreciate it.
All right. Take care, everyone.